Hello. I think I just figured out how psychic abuse works. Um, People outside my window never stop talking ever, day or night, 365 days and nights a year. I think they are subconsciously programming me in a very real physical sense. Because you know when you're learning a new habit, say for example riding a bike or anything really, you actually develop new brain cells. You make linkages, neuronal linkages in the brain. Well, that's apparently the subconscious, and it makes it easier for you to remember something because it's held in long-term programmed memory rather than short-term memory. Well, I think they literally know how to program people, having studied it for a long time, thousands of years probably. Um, they know how to program people, and as a result, they can get you to do things that you're not even necessarily aware of doing. Some people will never be aware that they've ever been made to do. They can actually control you literally, because if they can program your physical body, they can get it to do things. Um, your body interacts with your brain, and your brain interacts with your body, and that's how things like blood sugar level and hunger are controlled and things like that. Um, there are a lot of instances that you learn about in biology, for example, in school, which show that the brain and body interact. For example, in the reproductive system, you learn about the female reproductive system and so on. So if they can interfere with even just your brain, they could cause all kinds of effects in your brain and your body. They could program you without even knowing it. For example, when you learn to ride a bike, it's actually a very complex thing to do. For example, they haven't yet been able to make a robot do that. They've got robots that can run now, go up and down stairs, carry things, pour liquids into cups and so on. But they haven't yet got one that can ride a bike. Riding a bike is a very complex thing to do, but you learn to do it, you think, by practicing. In fact, there's so much involved. It's not just something that your consciousness imagines it to be. It's all kinds of really complex stuff going on. And it includes growing new brain cells to allow all kinds of minute, complex calculations to go on that you're not even aware of consciously. They're literally physically managed by effectively carbon-based programming, life form-based programming, neuronal programming in your brain. And the bike doesn't speak to you. The bike doesn't do anything really. It just exists while you do stuff to it. And still that interaction forms new neurons in your brain. And so these people wouldn't even, well, they are interacting with you, but it's not so much, it's not obvious necessarily by what they're doing or saying exactly what's going on, exactly what they're doing. But something they're doing is interacting with you in a way that is very complex that you don't even need to know about. You don't need to understand for it to happen, for it to be physical and real, and not be something you even understand. And I'd really like to be able to say more. If I find out any more, I'll put it in the description, so please read the description. But they are able to program people, and cause effects in your body that you don't even know are happening. Just like you don't know what's happening in your brain or your body when you ride a bike, which is actually a very complex thing to do. To put several stone of weight all over a bike and get it to balance on two wheels, you know, for lengthy periods and so on. That's very complex actually, and anyone can do it, including many people who couldn't possibly understand the mathematics. It's all just done by instinct, and that's what some of this stuff is. It's literally just subconscious programming that somehow does have effects, that enables them to have effects on you that you don't even know are happening. If I can find out more, I'll put it in the description or make another video. Thanks. Bye.